Welcome to another edition of For All Seasons. I'm sports writer Todd Murray, joined as always by former WVU quarterback Fred Wyant. Fred, exciting times in Morgantown. We're in game week for Alabama. What is this like for the players? It's been 9 months since they've played a game that counts, and you're working toward this all summer and in preseason. What's it like as a player?
I think they're going to be anxious to play, and again, their scheduling and everything was different than the times when I played. So we look forward to it. We weren't going to that far away for any of our games, maybe South Carolina, but I would think that they'll be excited and anxious to get to play. And I don't know any of those kids, so I don't know what their reaction is if somebody hits them in the nose or something like that. What's going to happen? And but it'll be interesting.
Right. Probably not a lot of people outside the WVU football family that are going to give the Mountaineers much of a chance, to beat this Alabama team. I know when you played, you were 3-1 in your openers during your career, and I think you were favored in most, maybe not favored against Pitt in your opener that year. What do you remember about those?
Well, first of all, I only started in 3 openers because I only got in the game with 9 minutes of the first game, and we were already behind 22-0, no 2-point conversions or anything like that. But it's something that when you get in the game, we always thought we could beat everybody. We didn't care who we played. And we were all together, sort of band together, because we came from Green Bank and Farmington and places like that. And I don't know where these kids come from today, so I have no idea what their background is. But I would think that they'll give them a shot, and hopefully they will, but nobody knows in an opener how they're going to react.
Right. That's always a mystery to coaches. Say they go to this game in Atlanta, they don't win, but say they lose by a touchdown. I mean, could that be something that they could hang their hat on, take it as a positive moving forward?
I would say now, because of the amounts of money they pay the coaches and everything, that the coach would not be happy with a 1 touchdown loss, and maybe the university wouldn't be happy with a 1 touchdown because it's just a different situation. If they played and it was 7-0 or something like that, I think they'd have to feel pretty good. That, and then the question would be would that kind of a loss or be the kind of thing that would act on their behalf for the rest of the year, or would it be something that would jump up and bite them again because they maybe thought that they were better and then they play somebody like Towson, who's ranked 7th in the little schools, I think.
How much did Pappy Lewis, your coach, how much emphasis did he put on that opener? Did he make it sound like it was the most important game of the year, or did he generally just try to treat it like any other game, although it's the first game?
No, he was just a super guy. He was a great recruiter, and he was the people that he recruited who he wanted. They were from West Virginia, Western Pennsylvania, occasionally Eastern Ohio, and occasionally Eastern Pennsylvania, but most West Virginia and Western Pennsylvania. And so we all came from the same backgrounds, and they were, and so when Coach Lewis, the emphasis he put on, we had open practices. You're not even allowed to go to the practices and things, maybe once or, but all the sports writers back, and we went to Jackson's Mill. We were by ourselves, and we played we played the Quantico Marines, and they'd bring in 3 busloads of ex-All-Americans, all-conference and everything. So we'd already played, and when we played them, our first team would play even with the Quantico Marines, second team against their second team, they'd win by a little bit, third team would be worse. When we got down to the 4th team or something like that, assuming we had that many, when we played them, they were just like the first team. But all of us that were going to play knew we could play. Those guys were ex-All-Americans.
Right.
So it's a different thing, and there was never any people jumping on you. I've played 4 years. No one ever said a harsh word to me in 4 years as a quarterback.
Right.
And especially no one ever called me names. And because had they done that, then probably any of us, our coaches weren't scared of us, but they would have put their dukes up. We'd have been gone, or because none of us would have taken some of the stuff that they dish out now.
Sure.
Yeah.
This should be an interesting opener in the Georgia Dome there in Atlanta against Alabama. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Fred, thanks for your time as always.
You're welcome.
And please continue to follow the For All Seasons on thedpost.com.